starting now. So.
No one died and I'm sad about it.
I knew it. I knew you weren't gonna be as... Well, it wasn't a bad ending.
The biggest loss was Crosshair's arm.
That's actually funny that you say that. He continues the trend of people losing their arm.
That's Star Wars for you.
It's a Star Wars thing.
Yes.
I think what really made me upset, though, is we have no idea who any of the Shadow Troopers were.
I think it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Total letdown.
It really could have been someone indeed, but
here's the thing.
And best of all, there's a new question.
Go on.
When does Project Necromancer restart up?
Guess what? I called it. I called
You
it.
didn't. You know, you're wrong still. Because it still exists in the future.
Yeah, but now...
still end up getting Palpatine again anyway.
No, okay, I'm not denying...
So now the new question is, when did it restart?
I know when. I know when.
Your feelings on it.
No, hold on.
Wrong, because in The Mandalorian, which takes place after the Empire, the project still exists. So no matter you want to deny
Warlock, I'm not. I don't care about that. I told you. I told you last review that they were gonna succeed and the project was gonna defunct and then it'll come back at some point.
You did not say come back.
I did not say come back, but I did say it was gonna get destroyed, basically.
You hoped it did.
You did.
And it turned out it did. But that does leave a big question mark. Is this just a breaking continuity? Or does someone else pick up the research somehow?
I think one does. I think there's someone in the mist.
Who else? It's the... I forgot his name. The main antagonist of Mandalorian.
Oh,
No.
that one. Oh,
He's not even involved. It does make me wonder, if it is a different scientist, who is it? Because I was under the impression it was the same guy.
No, they would have mentioned that. But here's the thing I wanted to point out. We were so hyper-focused on who are these Clone X people that honestly, in the grand scheme of things, maybe we were over-speculating.
I don't think so. I think they should have developed that more.
No. The biggest complaint I've heard was how how Scorch died.
Yeah.
That was sad to see.
Because I heard if Clone X wasn't gonna be like this, they weren't gonna reveal us, then they should have just made the Scorch and his group be the main antagonists to the Bad Batch.
I agree. They did Scorch so dirty.
But then, okay, I didn't. Okay, as I think about it back, seeing those four, I realized that maybe they were really copies, mainly because the one with the knuckles was basically Wrecker. The one with the two knives were like Hunter in a way.
I was right! Clones!
In the scheme of things, maybe they were the copies, and they probably.
And there was the one guy that had the helmet with like the goggles, like Tech. He had his helmet off, if you noticed. We just didn't get to see his face.
We did.
It's like they were freaking teasing us with it.
Okay, let's go with the fact that Rampart got himself killed.
Yeah, he did.
You can at least say the positive. They didn't try to redeem him. He was not redeemable.
What happened to Echo again?
He survived.
He survived.
I don't remember where he ended up.
He was with Emery. He was with Emery and.
Okay, he was with Emery. That leaves another question: where is he?
That is true.
I thought he was gonna die this episode, but then I saw a discussion that if Rex isn't with him, then he might actually survive.
Where is he? Why is he not with Rex and Rebels?
This is the explanation that has not been explained. If from the starting from his explosion to somehow surviving with Techno Union, and so now he's now survived throughout this whole show. So at this point, where the fuck is he?
Did he pass away from old age?
He has to with this kind of skin he's got.
No,
Sorry,
I don't think so.
Did he become a cyborg?
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
I mean, he kind of isn't really human, to be honest.
He's a
So,
clone.
he is a cyborg clone.
I don't know. That's all we're getting of the Clone Wars, though. That's it. There's nothing left.
It was a good ending. And I don't mean
No.
because they survived. I mean because it felt like a genuine conclusion of the Clone Wars completely.
Also, I love adult Omega.
I knew it. I was hoping we
Great.
get to that point.
I cried so bad.
No, I was happy to see old Hunter because he looks exactly how I thought he would. I wanted to see the rest of them old though.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. Probably ran out of budget.
God,
Look, if
I'm
anyone
gonna
was
get
gonna
emotional.
say goodbye to Omega, it had to be Hunter. He was the setup as the main caretaker.
Father figure, yeah.
But in all honesty, I like that no one died, even though it was looking like of all of them, Wrecker was gonna die after all the amount of worries about his injury and stuff. The point of this is Tech's death actually meant something in the grand scheme of things.
Did it though?
Well, think about it. How did the events of season 3 happen? Tech's death led them to go to that lizard person that honestly don't even care for her name anymore. Then it led to Omega getting captured, which led to Omega being able to rescue Crosshair, and then all the events as they unfolded. It's called the domino effect.
I have.
I mean, after all the work they've done, after being put in a war they weren't even, like, they were created for, and then being lost for, like, a portion of time, they deserved to retire. Like, they did their job. They protected Omega. Omega had a childhood now, a proper one, and now that she's an adult, she can make her own choices. And she was prepared to be with the rebels now because she got the training from all her brothers. Every single one taught her something, with the main one being...
I do wonder where she ended up in the Rebels.
Probably finding Hera, because of course they know each other.
Oh, yeah. I told Andrea she might... I wouldn't be surprised if Omega appeared in Ahsoka.
I still don't know how I would feel about that, though. That's the thing. I don't know. So...
Time will tell, I suppose. Time will tell.
Overall, I think the episode was a good way of ending it. It surprised everyone because, let's be real, we all had a bunch of theories. A dark ending. That was what you guys were pushing a lot more.
Hey, I was ready for it. I was ready for it to happen.
Honestly, if I have a complaint to make, it'd be not enough Zillow Beast.
What do you mean? Oh, hang on.
Look, I wanted it to just destroy the facility. That's really all I wanted.
Oh, well, then again, then again, like any kind of creature that would be caged in, it just wants to be releasing on its own. So.
Now that I have you, Will, I want to confront you with something. What the hell is Project Necromancy then? Like, in the actual details.
Was an attempt to clone Force Wielder DNA and make a second body for the Emperor in case of his demise.
Then it's weird that Tarkin was able to defunct that entire funds for Project
Then
Necromancy.
It probably actually wasn't. It was probably continued in secret.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What we know.
Yeah, but they did mention that all of the research was, like, taken out, so how the hell did they even manage to get, like, enough to somewhat get started again?
Well, think about it. Even
that is the question.
I get. Well, there's something.
Think about it. Think about it like this,
I,
Andrea. The main person was very secretive. No one really knew what was going on. Not even Tarkin. Which, remember, Tarkin was one of the higher ups, even higher than Vader, from what I'm aware of.
It was him, Thrawn, and Vader were the top dogs.
Yeah, and the fact that Tarkin, one of the top dogs, didn't know what the hell was going on, actually says just how secretive this project specifically was. Palpatine might have known details, but I don't think he knew the entirety of it because, I mean, I don't know, science stuff, maybe science and Sith stuff don't correlate 100%. I don't know.
well, no, I know what. That's really.
You
That's
don't know enough
true.
about the Sith if you think that.
Well, Palpatine has more time dealing with other things than having to do research for that.
Yeah, like
You don't
like making a
understand
clone
what the
project for
Force-
making his clones.
You don't understand the Force very well if you believe that.
What are you on about? It literally has a story of that Palpatine is so busy now with the Empire. He
He
mostly...
doesn't have time for that, but yes, that doesn't mean that.
No, I know that Palpatine knows about cloning. My thing is not about that.
That's not what I mean.
Alright.
Technology can be influenced by the Force like anything else. Look at lightsabers, look at freaking the Death Stars, things that are manipulated by the Force can be influenced by it.
True, but look, the main details of the cloning stuff, obviously, I wouldn't doubt that Palpatine would have found a way to do it. That wouldn't surprise me. But it just leaves the question, who exactly was in charge of the Project Necromancy's second version?
Who took it over? That's an excellent question.
And I was guessing that after Tarkin died in episode 4, I think that's when Palpatine reinstated it, but in secret.
Maybe.
Because think about it, if the Death Star blew up, which was where all the funds went, I mean, yeah, make another one, but at the same time, maybe create another...
It's definitely very mysterious, because we know for a fact the project continued. We know that 100%.
So it's probably, yeah.
It wasn't complete. That's the thing. The project was not completed, as Mandalorian
They
show.
supposedly lost all their data.
Yes.
Another thing we have to remember, during the Empire, they did continue collecting children.
They did.
Most of those ended up becoming Inquisitors later, but there is a portion of them, I'm sure, that went to research and development.
Agreed.
That is true.
But keep in mind, the Kaminoan cloning is obviously...
It was no longer the Kaminoan, 100%.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, which I think, tying it to the Rise of Skywalker, outside of my, hatred to that movie, I'm actually gonna be unbiased here. If I recall, the clones were imperfect. Majority of them, even the one he had was very imperfect. So I think...
You mean the one that ended up getting the Force, Snoke?
Yeah. I think it was told that it was imperfect.
Yeah, he was not perfected.
So I think that's the big reason why Snoke was a big
The goal
thing.
was to make a perfect clone with memories and all.
That's why I think perhaps the whole reason why Palpatine wasn't able to truly come back in the way he would have wanted is because the Kaminoan cloning is gone. No one knows it anymore. So even if he was able to clone, it's not the perfect version he would have wanted from, say, the Kaminoans who were able to perfect it.
Very true.
There you go.
So yeah, I can actually talk about Star Wars without going on a frickin' tangent.
Finally.
Now, here's my problem.
No.
Project Necromancy is not successful yet. Right? Correct? And, as of Mandalorian, Project Necromancy is still in development, correct?
Yes, but I tell you what.
How did Palpatine come back if that thing was not complete?
Well, you're still upset about
Dude,
it.
you're not paying attention then. So, Mandalorian. That is exactly after the Empire's fall. It is not during the New Republic era. It is during the end of the Empire, the fall of the Empire, directly after that. And we are building into the future. We have not seen the New Republic era until the films.
Yeah, that's what they're working on right now.
Which, I mean,
we are going to see more of the development into the New Republic era and what's left to tell in the actual Empire saga. That's what's left.
Yes.
So, everything that we heard about Project Necromancer is correct. We just don't know when it got restarted. And we know for a fact it survived the fall of the Empire.
So until then,
we'll put a pause on this argument because I just want to talk. I want to talk about Bad Batch and just how honestly poetic the ending was. No one died.
Beautiful.
It was all about family. Honestly,
For sure.
and Crosshair making that shot.
It was pretty fucked up. They cut off his hand, though.
Honestly, yeah, but I wanted to make a.
It's a kid show, right? It's still a kid show, totally.
I'm telling you, there's no way that wasn't a clone of Crosshair. He's like, you have to be more careful with your shooting hat. It's just his voice, man.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. At this point, that's Dave Filoni for again doing his usual shenanigans of making it
I
vague.
bet they just ran out of budget. It's why they didn't go into it.
I could slightly believe
At this
that,
point,
but-
honestly, I don't care. They're just Clone X.
I
Now-
know you don't, but there's more. There's more to it.
Look, all of our theories let's be real. By the end of last episode, we all knew we weren't getting a reveal.
You think so?
You guys literally said it first.
We did?
You did?
Yes.
I don't recall this conversation.
I
don't
will.
remember that
I'm not
either.
bringing. You can go back to the
Look,
previous video. But okay, the main point I want to hammer though is, Andrea, how does it
No.
feel that we have a permadeath through tech with the no-show body method now? Kind
It
of
makes me super disappointed that the rest of them survived.
I mean, would you have been satisfied if at least one other one died?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't think all of them needed to survive. I really think it would have been an even better ending if Wrecker had died.
What would have that served in terms of the
Um,
story?
I mean,
That when you go into something unprepared, despite your best efforts, in situations that are like that, you lose sometimes.
Yeah, well,
And
guess what? They lost whenever it came to tech.
They lost a hand. That's the most they lost.
I was talking about season 2 because they went in, they were trying to be all prepared, but obviously a certain character got them all killed, basically, or almost
Yes,
got them
they
all
got
killed.
That, but there's more.
Here's the thing: Wrecker is really the only reason they didn't lost because, or they
I agree, and I get that. It's just. I
look.
don't know.
Stories don't need to be. Look, I
think
get.
it
I
could
get.
have been a bet. I was really hoping for that dark ending.
Look, I get it. Dark ending seems pretty cool and all, but I think the story of the fact that they're still together, because keep in mind, they mentioned Plan 99 again because of Crosshair wanting to do things alone. I think the
Right.
concept was if they're together, they're able to win. That was really it. That's the message that the Bad Batch as a series wanted to make.
Yeah, still.
I know you guys want the whole edgy dark ending. It's like, yeah, I mean, some stories do
We've
need
had
it.
Too much light, Saga.
I told you, the moment I saw the Zillow Beast, I knew they were going to survive. At least Omega. I said Omega was going to survive. I will. And I was right. I think that they all surviving is cheesy, but I don't think that they did it in a bad way. I think each one of them served their
No,
purpose.
It was satisfying in its own way. It's just I was hoping for more.
I I mean, the only thing we only got out of it was just the other clones, the other prisoners, literally sacrificing themselves, honestly, and that's like the one
That's
of the biggest.
actually ironic that you're saying that because I love it. Omega says, "I want to go help my other brothers and all the prisoners, and they're all just getting killed trying to save the crew."
All because of Echo's big speech. Just kidding.
Honestly, that is
Leave
also
it to Echo to kill all his brothers.
okay. What I was gonna say is that it's kind of funny because let's be real. He told them like it's their choice, and honestly, some of them would want payback against Hemlock. Anyone
Oh,
who
yeah.
so at
Just
that
Fair.
being funny.
That's true.
no, but Andrea here was telling me earlier today that she basically was not happy that they shot Hemlock like multiple times before he fell to his death.
I shouldn't be too upset about it, but like I don't know. I was all thinking one shot, one kill kind of thing going on. That should have been a thing, but okay. I think about it now, like you know what? Yeah, I guess so. I think it's because okay, I'm gonna say it right here. I think Hemlock really did became like my favorite villain until he got killed.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
curious where they were going with it, and then he's like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna survive with all this data."
Actually, what I find funny with Hemlock is him pointing a gun at Omega and Omega literally calling him out that you're not gonna kill me, you need me for your research, and he's kind of like, well, shit.
That kind of was true, to be really honest, on during that scene. So, yeah.
I mean, he basically played himself, which was funny.
I just wanted to know what the fuck was wrong with his hand throughout this whole season, really.
Oh, Crosshairs.
Why was he just holding that hand like
it
that?
was the torture and trauma. It left a scar on him. I wish he had gone through it mentally instead of, losing it.
Actually, it's interesting because he lost that hand, and I was thinking after like seeing how they're brainwashed per se, I thought maybe like the nerves that are for that hand specifically might have been damaged, or at least
Why?
something around that.
Again, wait, are we talking about Crosshair?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Crosshair.
Okay, it was because I'm still thinking I still thought because of during season 2, during the Outpost episode when he was scoping that one person and then like the ship got exploded, which set off his head. I thought that was the reason why like everything just shut down for him, honestly. I thought that's what it was at first, honestly. I slightly think that, but no, I think it was just more because of the probe droid that happened. That he got attacked with. So
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
mean,
it's a combination
Along
of
with
both.
the other stuff on top of that occurred with him.
I think it's a combination of both.
A lot of things happened to Crosshair. Let's be real. Season 1, he got like blown by that the engine. He got burnt.
Ugh, that was fun.
And then season 2 with like all the snow stuff, and then obviously implied in season 3 that he was tortured. So honestly, killing Hemlock in such a way was satisfying. And it's funny because Hemlock falls to his death, and they do reveal that he is dead. And it's the same way how Tech died.
Stop.
It is a parallel. That's all I'm basically pointing out.
I know that, and I see what you're going at, but stop.
It's poetic because let's be real. The only reason Tech died was all Hemlock's fault.
Yeah.
So you know what,
Oh.
Hemlock. What would you guys rate him as one of your villains? Top 3, top 1, top 5?
Okay.
For
I
this
think
series, he's up there. But
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, he ranks at the same level as every other Imperial officer. Like, that level of officer all have that smarmy attitude that he has. It's just that he was the first to show it off in this series.
I think
Yeah.
I still think Thrawn is better, honestly, because I mean
Oh,
he was able
no
to.
kidding. Thrawn is the top.
Oh, yeah.
There's no competition there.
I just think that Hemlock was pretty good in terms of who he was combating. Because the Bad Batch, when they lost Tech, I think that's when their like overall intelligence level got dumbed down a lot.
The most they had was Echo's hacking.
Yeah.
And they had to rely on Crosshairs like natural sniping skills and his whole thing. Which obviously, what interests me was Crosshair when he told Wrecker, whenever Wrecker's trying to like be like, I'm gonna be fine. It's like we're not that same team. We're not.
we're not Clone Force 99 died for Tech. Oh, that broke me.
I don't know. That makes me feel like Tech was really the one that held the team together, and the fact that they were able to do it without him is a lot. It's something that Tech would have wanted. Because let's be real, Tech would not want them to start dying just to save Omega. Because honestly, a sacrifice would have probably have been not as impactful. Because the fact that a main character has died, and yes, Andrea, I'm sorry it had to been your favorite. Like I genuinely,
I'm gonna start tearing up right now, man. Not funny.
I think it is outside of the context that's the Bad Batch. Having a main character die, like actually die, is a lot more impactful. I mean, I honestly thought they were gonna bring him back. I was waiting, but when they killed all the Clone X characters, I'm like, I think he might not come back. But then the ending scene with Omega, older Omega, I was caught off guard. I thought they were gonna do some kind of switch reveal that he survived. It just took him longer to get there. But then it's like, nope, it's just older Hunter, which I'm like, you know what? This is a wholesome scene. This is a genuinely wholesome scene. But now my point is, what the hell was the point of Asajj Ventress coming back?
Just to test Omega.
I guess, but I mean, the only thing I can say is I'm glad she didn't use the Force. I feel like that.
They wanted to show what she was doing by this point, because some people thought she was dead by then.
She was dead. The books imply she was dead.
But apparently not.
Yeah, of course, because you do realize the directors had to say, yes, we acknowledge that the book she died, but that'll be explained later in the season, and that was not.
There will be another. So then, by then, they're the same
No.
author, or
no, the author.
You know what this means, though. She probably eventually teams up with Boba.
Again. You do realize what happened last time they teamed up. He was made a fool.
I mean, adult Boba.
Oh, God. It won't... I don't think they're making a book of Boba Fett, too. That would be...
Probably not, but I'm just gonna say, if he exists in the world, she probably is gonna end up working for him.
You're not wrong, and I don't know how I feel about it, but... You know, I wish Boba Fett got to meet Omega. I really wish those two got to meet.
I really wanted that, too. Because they were so alike.
I know.
Just different.
What? That's probably one of the deleted footage. That's probably a deleted footage that we'll never see.
Yeah. A secret episode.
And what happened to what's-her-face?
Emery?
Yeah, Emery.
She's with,
Echo, right?
Yeah, she's with Echo.
But again, where are they?
Oh no! I don't understand that.
Here's something Andrea brought up to me too. If they ever come back, the Bad Batch, in any series that still takes place in between Rebels and, well, the Bad Batch, literally they have plot armor now.
That's very true.
Which, I mean...
Crosshair's gonna come back with a robot hand.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But I think they shouldn't come back after this. Not because I don't like them, but because I think their story has concluded. They're retired. They should be done.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a disservice bringing them back. Even if it's... Maybe if it's like for something intel, like, hey, we need your help decrypting something like this. Maybe. But even then, like, let's leave them alone.
Work. Only one of them knew how to decrypt.
I'm just saying as an example. I'm just saying as an example. Like, I'm just thinking that's the only realistical way I can see them bringing them back. Otherwise, I just think it'd be a disservice to their retirement that they deserve for sure. Hello.
Alright.
But
I think that covers everything.
Yeah, overall, okay. As an episode, what would you rate it? And then as a series overall, how would you rate it?
This episode?
Yes.
A solid 6.5.
The fuck? Okay.
It was good, but you know what I was after.
Yeah, I know what you were after, but I blame that on your expectations getting the best of you. But then again, everyone has expectations no matter what, so you know what?
That's just me. I really enjoyed the series. The series I'd give an 8.
Okay. Andrea?
Finale, I gotta give it a 9. Again, with my aspect too, that I also wanted a bad ending, but you know what? This is what we got. But it really was poetic. I this literally this show was everything to me. So like this whole season was my best. This was the best to me though. So yeah. And now I gotta live off.
Yeah, wasn't your
Probably
character art you just hanging out with Tech for a while?
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Well, won't be seeing that artwork anymore.
Nah, she'll put it even more now, but not the point. I guess for me, the reason I'm gonna put this episode at a 10 is for two reasons, which I don't think it's like the perfect 10.
You said the last 3 episodes were a 10.
Yeah, well, I like them, okay? I really think they were really good. This one surprised me 100% because even though I did say a few things, I did not expect them to go in such a route that I enjoyed it, as well as the fact that this truly felt like the end of the Clone Wars saga. Since I did watch the Clone Wars when it aired, from the movie when it came out, I mean it, from when the movie came out, the Clone Wars movie, all the way till whenever they canceled it, when I saw season 6 on Netflix, like for the first time, I saw everything. And this felt like the perfect way to just completely end the Clone Wars with an actual win for the clones. Because, I mean, they all suffered really, a bunch of them. Hell, most of them started eating ice cream at the end, if y'all noticed. I, like, noticed that they were just enjoying themselves and truly at peace. So as someone...
all good.
As someone who's watched it, it feels like the perfect end and then a genuine end of this, like, saga of clones. And I feel sad, because even if they do make, like, the Rex show or something like that, it just won't feel the same anymore, because it's genuinely the end.
Yeah.
But as a series as a whole, I have to give it an 8.5. I think it's really good. It suffered... It had a strong start with episode 1, then it started fiddling a bit. I still don't think it should have ended the way the Camino ending was, but I actually can appreciate it now. I still think some of the filler is a bit excessive, but once again, I've come to appreciate it. But I just think it's still... Clone Wars has it by an edge, because Clone Wars would be a 9. It wouldn't be a perfect 10.
Agreed.
Fine,
Rebels
yeah.
is an easy 7, though.
Rebels, 7.5, only because it eventually starts...
7.5, I agree with that. One word. Thrawn.
It wasn't even just Thrawn, it was Maul. The moment Maul came back,
Okay,
everything...
yeah. Maul definitely helped.
Nah, you gotta love Maul. Kenobi!
No, I'm a Maul fan.
Oh man, I can't believe it. This was one hell of a
The moment
series.
we saw him in Rebels. Who are you? You can call me Old Master. The moment I saw the eyes, some people didn't recognize it. It was like the moment I saw the eyes, I was like, oh.
I was the chosen one. He always returns in such a spectacular way. Let's be real.
And I love it every time.
Oh my
It
god.
helps so much that Sam Witwerth is like the best Star Wars dude ever.
Agreed. But man, I look, I love this series. Like, I do love The Bad Batch. I know I don't give it a lot of credit. Season 1, I was very harsh. But
Says the one who's already collected a lot of things already from this show.
I still remember episode 1, we went on the tangent about, getting to see Kanan. That was super cool. And then we went on, like, another tangent about a bunch of, like, arbitrary Star Wars lore.
I know, there's that discussion where Leo read off of
Revan.
Yeah, Leo read off of Revan, which is, keep in mind, that's the rarest time Leo's ever gonna read anything like that. He does not like to read. So when he does that, it is the rarest moment. I'm posting a link in the description to add to that video, because that was the rarest thing to ever happen.
God.
All right, I need to dive.
And I gotta end the video. So thank you for watching this long discussion. Like, we really love Star Wars. I'm the critical one, yes, but for
He's the
once,
critical
I'm
one.
actually.
I'm just the lover. I'm the lover one here.
For once,
I'm
I'm
the
actually.
historian.
I'm finally dying down and can admit, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I've always thought it was pretty good. I might have been a bit harsh on season 1. I might go back and might rewatch everything, kind of give my full thoughts. But all right, y'all. Ending video right now.